dude, looking at them now, they're so sick. Right, there you have it. So now we tear her apart. This thing's fucking heavy. Holy shit. If you know, you know. Holy shit. Alright, so we got my car inside, and just let's take a quick look at this thing because this will be the last time we see it in this state. I've owned the car for 7.5 years now, and it's looked like this the entire time. Stock wheels, stock height, silver from the outside, no lip, no exterior modifications whatsoever. It's on snow tires, 15-inch wheels, stock struts, stock wheels, stock brakes, and all that good stuff. As you saw, we have an entire 2006 STI drivetrain right here. 6-speed trans, drive shaft, R180 diff, Brembo brakes, 5x114 hubs, and the axles to go with it. We didn't cut any corners on any of this. We got a bunch of goodies in the boxes. We got white line parts. We got Voodoo 13. We got coilovers. We got wheels. We got tools. We got pizza. And we got more tools. So we're set up here, and all we gotta do is a bunch of work. So I'm gonna start with the rear end. Drop the rear end that's in here, swap the arms, hubs, and diff, put it all back up as one, more than likely. Or yeah, I don't know. That was the plan initially, so I could do everything out of the car, but once I get underneath, we'll see what's easiest. Same thing when I pull the engine and trans. I don't know how I'm gonna put it back in, if it's gonna be trans first, then engine, trans and engine together, trans after the engine is in. I don't know, I've never done this to this extent. So let's get the car up, get it up on all fours, and then we'll assess what we have to do because we got multiple days of work coming. So let's first have a slice of pizza, and then we'll get started. Alright, so we got the driver's side rear all out. Everything is over there. This took quite a while, but now since we know what we're doing for the most part, we can start on the other side, which is still completely assembled. Once it's out, then we'll start assembling both sides. I have the rear knuckles and everything soaking right now in WD-40 just so I can make sure everything comes off. But yeah, let's continue taking this apart. Both sides are out, now we can start assembling everything. Alright, so it's a new day. As you saw yesterday, we got the entire rear end out. So today is the fun stuff. We are putting in the new hubs, arms, diff, all that stuff from the 06 STI, which means we get to see cool gold Brembos, some big ass rotors, which are probably the size of the wheels that came off the car. But in order to mount them to the car, at least for the front, the knuckles are quite a bit beefier on the mount for the suspension. So we got coilovers. Let me show you what we got. Doesn't look like anything special because, well, it's in a brown box, no labeling. But what we have, you still can't even tell. Right here we have Fortune Auto 510 coilovers with Swift springs and camber plates on all four corners. As you can see, Fortune Auto 510s. If I'm not mistaken, I just checked, we have 8K front, 7K rear springs. We got the Swift springs, and like I said, the camber plates on all four corners. The purpose of that was we can't run the widest wheels and tires. As you see there, they're 8.5. They're only 8.5 on a 235 tire. For time attack, you can run a 255 tire, but that's about a 10-inch wheel, and we can't get those under the fender. So we might be able to run 245 on these wheels, but that's going to be extremely meaty, might not clear the arches. So we got the rear camber plates and adjustable rear arms. I don't think we could get the arms on today because the bolts on those hubs are probably seized in there. So I'll probably have to get it on a lift, use heat, and like some crazy leverage. But yeah, they're so pretty. All right, let's throw them on. So this is the rear we're doing right now. We need to do an 1/8 inch of preload on the rear and a 1/4 inch of preload on the front for 7-inch springs. So let's measure this. All right, rear preload is set. Not sure what height we want, but I'll just match them and go from there. All right. And then for the top, we're gonna max out camber because we got some pretty wide wheels. So let's do that, and then we could throw them on. I'm taking this off for right now because supposedly the e-brakes from a GD are shorter than the GC because the handle location's in a different spot. So we're using the chassis side e-brakes. So I'm gonna let this hang for the moment, and then we'll be swapping this out once it's on the car. The other side is so much more difficult already. So right now we're swapping front diff mounts. Technically you don't have to do this, they're basically identical, but the 06 one, if you look at the end of the ears, it's slightly beefier than the one from 92, so might as well use it, and it's in a slightly better condition. But in the meantime, we're going to be taking out the front diff bushings themselves, and we have the white line kit for that. So let's take out the old bushings, and then we could throw this in, get the diff in, and then move to the front of the car. Alright, so the other side took me 30 minutes to take off. Let's see if I could get quicker with this side. This side would have been out in 5 minutes if it wasn't for this. Just saying. I'm gonna let that soak a little bit. But other than that, that bolt comes out, this bolt comes out, the whole front assembly comes off. Then we take the strut off and we're good. So I'm gonna start putting on the other side. Alright, so what we're putting on the front end is some 05 STI control arms. These control arms have +1 degree of caster, so it's going to make the car more stable at higher speeds. We already got the front bushings pressed out, and we got the lollipop bushing thing taken off. So here we're going to get the white line roll center or anti-lift kit. Yep, here you go. If I could get it out. Here, this is the anti-lift kit. And then, considering we're putting on coilovers, we got the roll center adapter kit. So, new lower ball joints and outer tie rods. These are going to go on when I put the new rack on, and these I'll put on now so the car is ready to go. So the bushings that go in the front slot of the control arm, we got Power Flex bushings. They're just polyurethane, pop right in, as you see. So easy enough for those. But yeah, we're gonna get these control arms all situated, figure out how to put this stuff together, and then those hubs are going on the car. Alright, so right here for the front coilovers, the spring length is also 7 inches, and we're going to have to compress this to 6 3/4 to make sure the preload's correct. And then the ride height looks like it's max low right now, so might raise it just a little bit just to make sure, and then start to throw them on the car. Also, I finished the control arms over here. We got the anti-lift kit on there. We got the new Power Flex poly front bushings on there, and we got the ball joints on there. None of it's tight. Everything's ready to go though, just so at least the car can be on the ground and roll. Alright, so everything's in. Just have to tighten the bolts for the rear control arm mount and the front control arm mount, but the front one we want to tighten once the car is settled. So we're going to throw the knuckle on, and then we could remove the fender liner, and then we put our new wheels on. Alright, so I'm filming this from the past because we got to start getting things ready for the swap on the Subaru. We already have done the drivetrain swap, as you've seen, but now we're dealing with wheels, tires, and suspension. This is my first time getting brand new wheels. I'm super stoked. I want to show you what we have. And then for the tire situation, I'll let you know what we decided for what we're actually going to be doing with this car. Dunlop Dereza, I don't even know how you say that. I'm just going to say Dereza Z3s in a 235/40/17. The reason we went with these was because we were going to go with the Bridgestone RE71s, which were recommended to me, but one, these were on sale, and two, when in comparison to the Bridgestone RE71s, these ran within a half second. So the fact that I do want to track this car and I do want to run a 200 treadwear tire, or need to run a 200 treadwear tire for the class, I figured save $400, get the car dialed in on some good 200 treadwear tires without spending $1,100 on some RE71s. So I'm honestly stoked on these. These look really nice. They got the nice sturdy sidewall and everything. Also, the 235/4017s are the most we can go, basically, on a stock body. You can probably get 245s, but then you're talking about pulling the fenders, and 255s, you're probably talking flares. I'm not trying to cut up this car, so 235/4017s, that's what we're gonna run. And like I said, compared to the RE71s, thankfully these were on sale and they're a very competitive tire. But since I'm not gonna be competitive yet, there's no reason to spend $400 more on those other tires. So let me show you what we got for wheels. All right. So I told you what tires we're running and why. Now let me show you what wheels we're running and why. Right here, straight from Japan, we got Yokohama wheels, Advan RG4s. Yeah, let's talk about them. Let me show you what we got. We got some Advan RG4s in 17 by 8.5 plus 45. These are also 5 by 114. So the reason why I decided to go with the 06-07 STI swap was because of 5 by 114. And because of that, it gave me so many more wheel options, and I was able to get this spec 17 by 8.5 plus 45, which is oddly run on some Miatas. I'm not sure if it's NC or what, but that's what I was told. But this is the widest wheel we can get on a stock body GC. And then same thing with the tires, the 235. You have to roll the fender, hopefully not pull it, but I'm trying to get as much wheel and tire under the car, because then the more traction I can get. But let me show you them. This is my first set of real wheels. All the other wheels I bought have been honestly just stock wheels from other cars. You know, I got Crown Vics on the Mazda. I got another set of wheels from a Mitsubishi for the Mazda, and I just have some stock Subaru 5 spokes that came on my Subaru. But as you see, we got the Hyper Racing Black. I figured the silver on silver would look really good. Silver on white, or white on silver, would look cool, but obviously white gets really dirty, and if I'm tracking it, a lot of brake dust. So kept it simple. I don't like black wheels. And then the bronze, I don't know, I didn't love. So that's what we got. It's almost like a black chrome, which is kind of cool. But yeah, let me show you them. Look at that. Can you even see it? Yes, you can. Look. Haha. Wow, that's sick. That's sick. The barrel is black, so no worry about keeping these clean, on the inside at least. Damn, dude. Those are sick. This almost reminds me... Oh, I don't have the stock wheels on me. This is very similar to the stock wheel color on the Subaru, and it even has like that polished ring on it. Yeah, when we go to the Subaru, you'll see the stock wheels that are on it. It's literally like, I'm not gonna say a charcoal face, but like a darker silver face with a polished ring around the outside. That's sick. I just realized that. That's so sick. Fuck, do I have valve stems? Hopefully, we'll figure it out. Damn, dude, these are nice. These are nice. I like the little cutouts inside the spokes and all that. And I like the black inner barrel. It's definitely going to be nice to keep it clean. But the reason we went with these is because 1, they were affordable. 2, they were lightweight. 3, they came in a spec and color that's gonna look good on the car. Affordable as in cheaper than TE37s, right? So TE37s are cool, but I really think this wheel is gonna give the Subaru a nice presence, like a really good aggressive track feel, because I mean it's gonna be a track car. So that's super cool. And dude, hopefully we get enough tire on there. Hopefully. But yeah, I looked at these when I first got them, making sure they weren't damaged. But dude, looking at them now, they're so sick. I really like the fact they look like OEM, color-wise, obviously. But this should look super nice. 17s aren't too big. They'll look really good with the gold Brembos behind it. So like silver car, a metallic gray wheel, and gold Brembos. That's gonna look pretty good. But hey, function over form. But if you could do function and form, might as well. But yeah, so let's get the tires mounted to these, and then once we do the whole swap, they'll be ready to go. So I hope you guys are as stoked on these as I am. But yeah, let's get to it.
We are good.
That was a good one. That looks mad good. Check ride height. Should be good, but you never know. Man, hopefully I don't catch the fender too bad rolling it out, but we also got new lug nuts. We got Mateki SR45R. The difference between the SR45 and the R is only, but super crucial for me at least, this little swivel head, so it doesn't scratch your wheels, goes on easier. And then I got wheel locks as well that match these, so these will go on as well with the new lug nuts. So this is gonna look super nice. Down. Sitting low. Sheesh. Sitting a little low, but I think it looks sick. Look at the rear. God damn. I wish I could keep it like that, but it's definitely gonna have to get raised up. Jesus. Well,
About to bang this motor out of this bitch.
alright. So the car's on the ground. We got all the, not the drivetrain, but every corner of suspension in. Still have to do a couple things on that, but because Tomas is here, we're gonna start pulling the motor and just wish us luck. So we'll get started now.
Mine's are tilted now.
And would you look at that?
Okay,
Yep.
oil's out.
Yeah? Already?
Yeah, it's dripping, but.
Alright, everything's disconnected hopefully. Obviously got the front bumper off as well, not by choice. But trans is undone, shifter's undone. The harness you disconnected. But yeah, this should be everything. Snapped a bolt in the turbo. Love that. I only snapped one bolt, that's pretty good. Alright.
Alright, get the forklift, boy.
Now we pull the motor.
Pit stop. Pit stop! Pit stop, Timmy! Come down. Oh, okay. Alright, go back. Slow, little. Okay. Go! Go. Stop. Got it. Go. Go on. Go on. Just up. Keep going. Alright, go back. All the way up. You're good, you're clear. Go back. Alright, go down.
This ledge here is sketchy.
Huh?
This is sketchy.
Go ahead. Clown Subaru.
There she is. Alright, so as you saw, we got the engine out. The engine bay is quite dirty, but we'll give that a power wash tomorrow. Other than that, we actually snapped a stud on the turbo, which I have to fix. Snapped the stud on the rear sway bar mount. Stripped the bolt in the front brake caliper. So yeah, we got to fix those couple things. Haven't taken the rear brake calipers off yet. I hope those are okay. I might just try to get them off now to see if I'm gonna have to buy bolts and helicoils for that as well, but that's the plan as of right now. Clean up the engine bay, grab the new motor, put it together, take all the accessories off of that motor, and then drop it back in. Once it's in, once the big stuff is done, I could tinker with the new fuel lines, getting the intercooler piping in and all that on a different day, but I would really like to get the engine and transmission back in on Sunday. Right now it is Friday night, 2 in the morning, so that's the plan. Get the big stuff out of the way and then start buttoning it up the rest of the week into next weekend, and then hopefully getting it running and driving by then. So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the morning. Alright, so every fucking time. What am I trying to do? But right now, this wheel looks fucking sick. Look at it. It's so pretty just sitting there. It's gonna have some meaty tires on it. Dude, and the same color as the OEM wheels. That is sick. Hell yeah. Advan Racing, baby.